On the side of a busy road sat an elderly woman named Mary. Day after day, thousands of people walked past her, yet no one stopped to ask if she was okay. Her clothes were old and worn, her body was weak, and her eyes carried a lifetime of pain. For 2 days, Mary had not eaten anything. Hunger made her hands tremble, but the loneliness in her heart hurt even more. She sat quietly, watching the world move on without her. But Mary's life had not always been this way. Many years ago, she was a young and loving mother. She worked tirelessly to raise her only son. During the day, she took on every job she could find, and at night, she stayed awake sewing clothes to earn a little extra money. Every sacrifice she made was for her child. As the years passed, her son grew up. He studied hard, found success, and eventually became a wealthy businessman. Mary was proud of him. She believed all her struggles had finally been worth it. But success changed him. Slowly he drifted away from the woman who had given him everything. The phone calls became fewer. The visits stopped. One day, Mary found herself standing outside his house with nowhere else to go. Instead of welcoming her, he turned his back on her and closed the door. Heartbroken and alone, Mary ended up on the streets. Back in the present, she sat on the roadside, forgotten by the world. The rain fell softly around her as people rushed past without even looking in her direction. Then something unexpected happened. A young boy noticed her. Unlike everyone else, he stopped. He saw her pain. He walked over and offered her food and a bottle of water. For the first time in years, Mary felt seen. As she ate, tears filled her eyes. Not because of the food, but because someone had shown her kindness. Someone had reminded her that she still mattered. The boy sat beside her and listened to her story. In that simple moment, Mary no longer felt alone. Sometimes the greatest act of kindness is simply noticing someone who has been forgotten, and sometimes a stranger can give more love than family ever did. Remember to cherish your parents, respect the people who sacrificed for you, and never ignore someone in need. Days turned into weeks, and weeks turned into months. Mary continued living on the streets. Every morning she woke up on a cold sidewalk, hoping that the day ahead would be kinder than the last. The young boy, whose name was Ethan, visited her almost every day after school. He would bring a sandwich, a bottle of water, or sometimes just a smile. To Ethan, Mary was not a homeless stranger. She was a grandmother who needed a friend. One afternoon, Ethan sat beside Mary and asked gently, "Do you have any family?" For a moment, Mary remained silent. Then she looked toward the sky and began telling her story. She spoke about her son, the little boy she had raised with endless love. She told Ethan about the sleepless nights, the sacrifices, and the dreams she had carried for years. As she spoke, tears slowly rolled down her cheeks. Ethan listened carefully. He could not understand how someone could abandon a mother who had given up everything for her child. That night, Ethan returned home and could not stop thinking about Mary. He told his parents everything he had learned. His parents were deeply moved by her story. The next morning, they went to meet Mary themselves. When they found her, she was sitting under the same tree, quietly watching the world pass by. Ethan's family greeted her warmly and offered her a hot meal. For the first time in a very long time, Mary sat at a table and shared a meal with people who genuinely cared about her. Days later, Ethan's parents contacted a local community center. They explained Mary's situation and asked if there was any way to help her. Soon, volunteers arrived. They provided clean clothes, medical care, and a safe place for her to stay. Mary could hardly believe what was happening. After years of loneliness and suffering, strangers were showing her more kindness than she had ever expected. As the months passed, her health slowly improved. She began smiling more often. She started helping at the community centre, reading stories to children and sharing her wisdom with younger generations. Everyone loved her. To the children, she became Grandma Mary. To the volunteers, she became a symbol of strength and resilience. One day, a local newspaper published Mary's story. The article spread quickly across the city. Thousands of people read about the elderly woman who had sacrificed everything for her son and ended up forgotten on the streets. Among those readers was someone Mary never expected. Her son. The moment he saw the photograph, his heart sank. He recognized his mother immediately. For years he had convinced himself that he was too busy, too successful, and too important to look back. Now, for the first time, he was forced to face the truth. The woman in that photograph was the same mother who had carried him when he was sick. The same mother who had worked day and night to give him an education. The same mother who had loved him unconditionally, and he had abandoned her. That realization haunted him for days. Sleep became difficult, food lost its taste, the guilt grew heavier with every passing moment. Finally, he made a decision. He had to find his mother, no matter what it took. The moment he saw her face, his world stopped. Memories came back, his mother's love, her sacrifices, her endless care. And for the first time in years, he felt guilt, real guilt. He immediately began searching for her across the city. After days of searching, he finally found her at a community centre. She was sitting peacefully, surrounded by children, smiling gently. For a moment, he could not move. Then he whispered, "Mother." Mary turned slowly. Their eyes met. Time froze. He fell to his knees, crying, asking for forgiveness. "I am sorry. I was wrong. Please forgive me." Mary looked at him with tears in her eyes, and then she gently touched his face and forgave him. Because a mother's love never truly ends. Even after pain, even after abandonment, they embraced each other after years of separation. And in that moment, both of them were finally healed. A broken bond was restored, and love found its way back home. The story reminds us, never forget the person who sacrificed everything for your future.